Hello and welcome to the Skoda Octavia VRS. Now I have tested the diesel version before, but this is the petrol version with 162 kilowatts. Today is a very windy day. It's very cold outside, very grey actually. Not really good for car testing, but it'll do. So this car has actually done roughly 180,000 kilometers. It's quite a lot for basically a brand new car, but it has held up quite well. This car has the DSG gearbox. It has the option of the flappy pedals. It has drive mode selection. So if you push this mode button down here, it gives you the option of normal, sport, eco or individual. Now if you're in normal, it's sort of like comfort mode. Everything is quite easy and livable, and that's the mode I use most of all. I have driven this car around maybe 2,000 kilometers, and I constantly find myself back switching to normal mode because it's just the simplest way to drive the car. The eco mode is quite useful actually, because if you take your foot off the gas, the car will cruise along in neutral. This will save quite a lot of fuel. Of course, this has the stop-start system. It's not the best in the world, if I'm honest. I don't use it. I prefer to switch it off, but I can see the appeal of it. And now we get to the interesting part. If you push the sport button, everything changes. Immediately you can see the gearbox is in sporty mode. From the outside this car makes no noise whatsoever, but from the inside, when you're in sport mode, you get this fabulous enhanced engine noise through the Canton speakers, and it's rather good, I have to say. And I think that's quite good. That's quite good for a Skoda, isn't it? Now I really like the sound. I really do. And it actually goes quite well. If I just slow down for a bit here. Try to get it in first gear. You get all the power through the RPM range. There are no gaps. Even in the higher RPMs, above 6,000 RPMs, it's really going strong. This car has the claimed 0 to 60 time of 6.7, 6.8 seconds I think, and it has roughly 350 Newton meters of torque. But if you get it past the first gear, which basically spins all up and you don't go anywhere, it really goes faster than that. I think if this car had all-wheel drive, 0 to 60 in something like 5.5, maybe under 6 seconds definitely, because it just doesn't use all the power it has. First gear is basically gone. You can't use it. When you go into the corners, you get the reminder that you are in a B car. This is an estate car. You can throw your dogs in the back, 5 people in comfort, etc. It's built so it will enhance your everyday driving, and that's the best compromise there is, I think. Because let's be honest, most of us don't go to track days, most of us don't fresh the cars along, but just for once in a while, you just want to put it in sport, gearbox in manual, gear down, and just fresh it, and that's what this car is perfect at. options on this car. As you can see, it's quite well equipped. It has the Columbus navigation screen with the 8-inch touchscreen display. It's really nice, it's really responsive. If you don't go for the navigation, you will get the smaller screen. As long as you don't get the standard radio, it's good, because the standard one is like, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches, and it's just like this big, and it's not nice at all. Of course, bucket seats, very nice. Actually, they are from an Audi S5, I think. They're so similar. They look like the ones from the Audi S5. Of course, heated seats, climate control, Bluetooth, radio, SD card, auxiliary input, basically everything you could ask for in a new car. The cloth interior actually might just be a better choice, because with the leather interior you get sort of cheap leather in places, and just doesn't feel very nice. With this cloth interior, you sort of expect the leather to be not that nice, and it sort of is okay, if you know what I mean. I don't know if you get it, but it sort of makes sense to me. Also, as this car doesn't have seat ventilation as an option, hotter days when you're driving faster, you will sweat, and it's just nicer to have a cloth interior that breathes much better. Now, interior quality as a whole is actually quite good. Not quite, actually really good for a car that's priced as this. There are no fidgety bits, there are no cheap plastics, basically. Not quite Volkswagen or Audi quality, but it's really good actually, and most drivers won't feel the difference. I will say that. The steering wheel is just right. It's not too small, it's not too big. I wish the polstering was a little softer, but as you can see, this is a very high mileage car, and the leather has held up really nicely. It has worn a little bit from this side for obvious reasons, but let's be honest, it will, and it's held up quite well. It's held up quite well. What else? This car also has the self-parking, so it will park itself. I'm not sure. I wouldn't suggest anyone to get this option, because it's a cool gadget, I will say that, but in everyday traffic, in everyday parking, it's just so much faster if you do it yourself. This car also has the lane assist. Just go into, I have it deactivated at the moment. If you activate it, you will see lines there. Let's put the cruise control on. Yeah, and the car will steer itself. Yeah, it's asking me to take over steering, so for 10 seconds it works, and then it asks me to take over steering. It can be a little bit twitchy. I can't say I use this system a lot. When I tested the Superb, I said that I will have the lane assist on my next car, because it's just a really cool option. But having driven this car with the lane assist option, I would just save the money for, I don't know, something else, nicer wheels or something. You will prefer driving yourself, let's just say that, okay. Now, this car does not have the adaptive cruise control. That's the one option I would have ticked rather than the park assist or the lane assist. This car has the black pack and the 18-inch Gemini, I think it was Gemini alloys. They look really nice. The black pack, I think, is an essential for the RS. Now, the fuel consumption isn't really good with this car, but it's sort of expected. When you buy a performance car, you will drive it more enthusiastically, and thus the fuel consumption will suffer. Now, on the outside, this car has the white paint job. As I said, the 18-inch Gemini alloys, black ones. They're very dirty at the moment. This car also has the LED bikes and all headlights. Ooh. Now, sitting at the back away from the wind, this car has loads of legroom, this is my driving position. This car doesn't have the tinted windows, but it's an option I think I would have. It's sort of sinister back here with the bucket seats. It looks real nice. Black headlining really adds to the car. Some cup holders. We have the ski hatch back here. For this price, this interior is real nice. I like the black trim bits on the steering wheel and around the center display. Now this car also has the bike xenon headlights with the LED daytime running lights, and they swivel. And they also turn according to what mode you're in. So when you're normal, just slow turning, but in sporty mode they turn really fast. I will show how they start up right now. But I think I have talked about all the good stuff. Now to the bad stuff. The DSG gearbox, as I have said before in the Audi review, it's perfect when you're thrashing it, when you're driving fastly on the highway. It's perfect in stop-start city driving. I'm sorry, it's just not as good as a regular automatic. It can be jerky, it can be sluggish. On rainy days, it really struggles. You will get wheel spin in second gear and most likely even in third gear. As I said, the interior is nice all around, but there are some odd squeaks and rattles. They will go away, but they'll come back. It's sort of annoying. This car, spec'd like it is now, was 37,000 euros. 37. I don't know, that's quite a lot. When buying a Skoda like this, I would really not tick all the options. The car has the heated front windshield. In the winter, it's very practical. I know, I think it's good, but even when you're driving on a day like today, but especially when the sun is out, you will see small lines running down from the windshield, and that disturbs you all the time. The tire noise and the wind noise is terrible. Wind noise is really a big issue with this car. Even the Audi A3 was much better. I liked the petrol version. I wish it had four-wheel drive, but since it's not an option, I will choose the petrol version since the diesel isn't that nice. I really like this car. For a price, you really can't get much better. If you spec this car up reasonably, it will be cheap. If you add all the options, it's still nice, but it's sort of stepping on the Volkswagen and Audi shoes. If you can look past the badge, I really like this car. So yeah, this was my review of the Skoda Octavia. Thank you for watching, subscribe, let me know what you think, and see you soon guys, bye!